Hi everyone, welcome back to Logos Ministries. Well, actually, I should probably say welcome back to myself, right? It was good to take a couple of weeks break, and I am back with a force. And I am so grateful that the Lord has given me a wise idea on how to work with social media and still just drown out the noise of the world. Listen, it is so good to rather just shut it all down and just focus on the thing in front of you and what God wants you to do. So I'm back, and today I would like to talk about lamenting in prayer. So, have you ever felt such a deep sense of anxiousness and anxiety or depression or fear that you did not have words to say in your prayer? Psalm 13 is a wonderful example of lamenting in prayer. Now, we do have a whole book on of lamenting in prayer, or an example of that in the Bible, which is called Lamentations. But Psalm 13 says this: "O Lord, how long will you forget me? Forever? How long will you look to the other way? How long must I struggle with anguish in my soul, with sorrow in my heart every day? How long will my enemy have the upper hand? Turn and answer me, O Lord my God. Restore the sparkle to my eyes, or I will die. Don't let my enemies gloat, saying, 'We have defeated him.' Don't let them rejoice at my downfall. But I trust in your unfailing love. I will rejoice because you have rescued me. I will sing to the Lord because he is good to me." When we lament to God, we express our deepest, darkest fears and truths that hide in our hearts. Sometimes we grieve about someone or depression overtakes us, and we feel as if we do not have the freedom to use the ugly words. And I mean ugly words that truthfully express our feelings. God is not scared of our ugly prayers. He's not scared of emotions. He created us with emotions. And we have a whole Bible of 66 books that clearly tells us and expresses the fact that God himself has emotions and feelings too. God knows the importance of voicing what we feel, so he gave us multiple templates on how to do so in his word. Just take Lamentations on itself. The book of Lamentations on itself is already a complete template of how we can express our deepest, ugly emotions to God. When we lament, we turn to God rather than people. Psalm 13 verse 1 says, "How long, O Lord?" David doesn't go to his friends or his allies. He goes to God. He says, "God, how long is it still going to take? How long are my enemies still going to overwhelm me? How long until you help me? Forever?" You can feel the deep despair of the psalmist in just those three words. Turning to God first with your pain and worries shows God that we trust him and we depend on him. When we are sincere with God and we share with him our true and raw feelings, he sees that as an expression of us acknowledging that we are completely and fully dependent on him. We also need to keep in mind that not everyone who is with us is for us. But God is always with us, and he is always for us. He is always faithful, and he will never disappoint us. You can tell God exactly how you feel. I have had a lot of times in my life where I have been raw and honest with God, where I have expressed the exact feelings I felt in those moments. Feelings of despair, feelings of doubt, feelings of anxiety, feelings of anger. At one point, I even say to God, "God, I'm angry with this person. I'm struggling to overcome this anger. I want to forgive them, but I am still angry because I am so hurt. It's okay to go to God with that. He knows exactly what you're going through and He understands, but He loves you so much that He will teach you how to forgive. He will teach you how to overcome anger, anxiety, doubt, and fear. You need to name the problem. Name the feeling. Name what you are experiencing. Say, God, I'm angry. God, I'm anxious. God, I'm fearful. God, I'm joyful. God, I am so full of love. God, I feel hate. It's okay to say those things to God. He created you with emotions and feelings. You are a human being, not a superhero. Jesus is the superhero. Even if you weep through it, God is not scared. He created you this way. And tell Him, I'm angry, I'm depressed, I'm hurting so bad. I feel my heart physically aching. Tell that to God. And this is not unbelief or ungodly. It's totally normal and righteous to do so. We have a whole book in the Bible that shows us that it's okay to do so. Even in the Psalms. Let's just put the Psalms and Lamentations together as two major books in the Bible that tells us exactly how to express our feelings to God in a righteous manner, and how to be truthful and sincere and raw with God while still honoring Him. It's refusing to ignore injustice, unfairness, and all the other dark feelings we might have. We don't have to put on a brave face before God. He knows everything about us. Psalm 88, verse 6 to 9 says this. You have thrown me into the lowest pit, into the darkest depths. Your anger weighs me down. With wave after wave, you have engulfed me. You have driven my friends away by making me repulsive to them. I am in a trap with no way of escape. My eyes are blinded by my tears. Each day I beg for your help, O Lord. I lift my hands to you for mercy. Wow, that's pretty truthful. Psalm 88 verse 2 says this. Now hear my prayer. Listen to my cry. This is an appeal to God to hear the person's cry. As children of God, we can raise an appeal to God to hear us. We can pour our hearts out to God boldly, knowing that Jesus relates to everything that we go through on this earth. He relates to our suffering and He intercedes on our behalf. And we can trust that God will hear, comfort, and answer us. Psalm 13, verse 5 to 6 shows us to choose to trust in the Lord. It says, but I trust in the Lord. It's okay to lament your feelings and emotions and express it all to God. But ultimately, we should say, Lord, ultimately, the situation belongs to you. Ultimately, I will trust you. You are my defender. You are my helper. You are the one on whom I keep my eyes for help. I want to challenge you today not to bottle up your feelings. I want you to take time that when you feel these strong feelings and you don't know how to put it in words, write it down. Get a prayer book. Write all your prayers down so that you can get it off your heart. If we do not get these things out of us, it can make us physically sick. So I want to encourage you today, be truthful with God. Ultimately, He knows anyway what's going on in your heart. He knows it anyway. You just need to get it off your heart by actually saying it to God or writing it down. Because if you keep bottling it up, it can cause physical illness. And I don't want that for you. So, if this message has built your faith, If this message has encouraged you, please consider to give us a like, a love, share this video with all your friends. God willing, I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed week. Shalom.